Cruisin' on 7, brought to you by
Auto Gallery Subaru, located at 609 Winnipeg Street, has an excellent selection of premium pre-owned vehicles for every budget, featuring Subaru's legendary and award-winning all-wheel drive. Auto Gallery Subaru will make your experience one to remember.
Hey, thanks for joining us on Cruisin' on 7. We're at the Northgate Mall with Saskatchewan Ford Mercury Club, and this show is brought to you by Subaru Auto Gallery, and I'm with Mr. Ford here.
Yeah.
You were telling me a little bit about that.
Oops.
Oh, that's
There
a
you go.
6 classic.
Yeah, 240 cubic inch,
Oh, yeah.
3 on the tree.
3 on the tree. So you're from Fort Capel, huh? So tell us a bit about your hat and your jacket, though. You were telling me a little
Well,
bit.
a friend of mine, he's one of these fellows that goes to auction sales and all that.
Yeah,
He found that, so I thought that was neat.
He found you a Ford hat?
We're on this friend we got to know from the Williston.
Yeah.
He saw this hat, and he says, I've got something for you. And then he comes back with 2 of them. So,
2 of them?
Yeah, 2
So now you look like a Ford salesman right on the line,
Yeah.
then, huh? You got
in,
the hat and
in
the jacket.
72.
In 72. That's perfect. So you've got a 6-cylinder. This is a 1972 Ford. Is this a half-ton?
Yeah, it's
It
a
is
half-ton,
okay.
8-foot box.
And it's got the 8-foot box, and it's a 3 on the tree, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a very clean truck. Tell us a little bit about where you found this truck.
Right at Fort Capel.
Right? I wouldn't doubt it.
A farmer bought it in 72, and right from the Indian Head Ford dealer.
Oh, what was the Ford dealer in Indian Head? Do you remember?
Dirksen's.
Dirksen, okay.
Yeah.
So when you bought it, was it a farm truck, or was it
Yep,
somebody?
that's what it did, is work on the farm. It even actually hauled wheat, and they had to put a low gear differential in it because it couldn't pull a load of wheat.
Oh, let's have a look in the box here. So you throw a little bit of wheat back here. Holy smokes. So this is a grain truck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boy, that's a straight body on that, though, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you see a little flaw here?
No, I
Well,
don't.
the Ford has the pocket hole here,
Oh, okay.
but I had these, RCMP fellow did these for me,
Oh.
and he made them for my 87 Chev. So on the Chevy,
Yeah, you have
that's
the post,
so
yeah.
there's the difference.
Oh, right.
In the length.
Oh, I see what you did.
And they're perfect. but-
Perfect. Oh, so you had to cut that off and then you missed that
Yeah.
over there. That's nice. I like that. Sort of like a little toolkit kind of thing down here.
If you were taking it for a camper, like a camper thing with a big motor and all that, like nowadays.
Was that
there's some-
part of the original equipment of the?
No, it was an option.
But it was came. It
Oh,
was,
yes, it
yeah,
was.
It was factory like that. Oh,
Yeah,
very
when
cool.
I got it.
So who had the truck? Was it always in Fort Capel?
Yes, it was.
And did you know about the truck for a long time?
I did. He, when my father was still healthy and everything, he didn't want to sell it. But later on, when he passed away, then the family decided it's kind of a nuisance thing. You know, you can
it's
waste a
hanging
lot
around
of
the
money.
yard. Yeah, yeah.
So, anyways, we ended up making a deal, and I bought it. So,
Oh, nice. Good for you.
see some of the family.
Why a Ford half-ton for you?
Well, yeah, that's a funny thing because I got an American Pontiac, a 4-door hardtop, with a 4-speed tranny and.
Oh, yeah. So you always liked the truck, though, did you?
Oh yeah, we had one when we first got married, '67, and it looked much like this.
Gotcha.
Just usually the grills changed though in those days.
I'm here with Jason Marks, and you say we've interviewed you a while ago. This is a Subaru. No, this is a Scion. This
Yeah,
is
Scion FRS 2013.
part of the Toyota family or something like
Yes.
that. So when we last talked to you, what did the car look like?
It had red wheels on it that weren't even fitting the wide body. It didn't have the arrow on it. It didn't have like the air suspension.
Oh, okay. So you bought these wheels and you put it. Was it painted and everything? Did you have this bolt on already?
Body shop in Saskatchewan, Atomic Auto Body, did all the paint matching and everything.
So what would you say this car is? Kind of like a little cruiser, racer?
It's mostly like for shows and cruising and
Yeah.
things like that.
These are what car? Oh yeah, you got a sound system in here too? Oh, look at that. Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah. So,
Sweet. Yeah. Beautiful.
Thank you.
You got a sound system in here too?
No sound system.
What have you all got in the back there? Is that a nitrous thing?
No, for air suspension.
Air suspension.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And so what is this? This is a Scion?
Scion FRS 2013
And that's kind of a partnership between Toyota
and Subaru.
and Subaru. Yeah, that's what I thought. Very cool cars. And the color, what do you call this color?
It's called Hot Lava.
Hot Lava.
Yeah.
Very nice car. Thanks a lot for showing it
Yeah,
to us.
no worries.
You bet. We're here with Raymond Lipp, and you've got a 68, 69
69 Camaro.
Camaro. Tell us a little
Yeah.
bit about your car, Raymond. Cool car.
Yeah, it's fairly nice. Well, I did a little bit of motor. There's some motor work done to it. It's got about 400 horse.
Oh, wow. So tell us the history of the car. How did you come across this Camaro?
Well, I've seen it on the internet thing, so we got it from Manitoba actually.
Oh,
I bought
did
it
ya?
from Manitoba, yeah. It was already done already when I bought it, so
Oh, okay.
I didn't have to do anything to it, but just a minor tune-up it needed. So I mean, that was all.
Do you know what the color is? It's kind of a
Hugger orange.
Hugger orange. Love.
Yeah, that's the factory color of
Factory color.
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
That's what
So
they
what
came
has it
with.
got? It's got a
396.
396. It's a 68. It's got-
69.
69. Sorry. 396.
400 horse.
400 horse. Oh,
Like
prop
the motor.
open the inside.
It's got a small
Let's have a
dial
look and
cam in it. It's got headers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's all
Oh,
pretty
gee,
much
that's
set
a
up.
nice car.
It's the horseshoe shifter it came with.
Yeah. What year did they start production of Camaros? Do you know? Trying to remember.
68 was the first year.
68, That's
yeah.
what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Because Mustang was out ahead of it, obviously, in
Yeah, yeah.
64 and a half, so it took them a few years to figure
Yeah.
out what to build. But
Yeah.
when these came on the road, they were really quite a car. I mean,
Well, they were,
powerhouse.
yeah.
Holy
I mean,
smokes.
even now you got to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, you stop at a stoplight and you got to ease on the gas pedal, otherwise it spilled the tires right away. You know, you can nicely easy take.
400 horsepower wants to go.
Well, I guess so. Yeah.
So we're here with Robert McLeod, and you must be a Ford guy because you got a Lincoln and a Ford truck. So tell us, what year is this truck here?
This truck is a 1952 Ford F1. It's
F1?
F1, yeah, that was the name back then. That was
half-ton?
not an F100, not an F150, but that was the designation back then. Was just an plain F1.
So, like, I see you got this massive spoiler in the back here.
Yes.
What have you got in here for an engine?
Well, this thing has a 5-liter fuel-injected motor. It sits on top of a '98 Ford Explorer all-wheel drive chassis.
98 Ford Explorer. You did some work here.
So
man.
yeah, this thing has everything that would be in a '98 Explorer, and I mean, it goes really well. Being all-wheel drive, it'll launch pretty quickly.
All-wheel drive.
My children wanted a spoiler on it to kind of make it more Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
So I said, let's build a spoiler. We'll put it on there and give it more of a Hot Wheels
You were the
drive.
guy. I love this paint job. I won't touch it, but I'm just looking at it. What have you done here?
A lot of people ask about the paint. It's quite surprising. This is just a bare metal car underneath. The metal has been treated with a chemical to kind of stop any rust that would have been there, and it has been sanded. So any of the rust that was in there has been removed and re-welded in new stuff. And then there is a clear candy tint on top of this, and then clear coat on top of the candy tint.
I love that treatment. That is so cool. Let's have a quick look inside here. Then we want to talk to you about your Lincoln here. Oh, what have you done in here? Holy smokes.
So yeah, everything's been customized in here. We have power seats, airbags, the dash, everything has been changed over to a '98 so that everything matches that vehicle. And then I did some custom embroidery for the door panels and made it all kind of tie together.
I like your floorboards here. You've got, what is this?
They're wood floorboards, yeah. They're
Yeah.
just like a 2x12.
2x12 spruce
Yeah,
or
it's
what?
2x12 spruce. It just gives it that look. And the beauty with that is they will age with time, and they'll get a little bit of nicks and dents and scratches in it, and then it just kind of blends in with the whole vehicle. And if you want to treat it, all you do is coat it again, and you're
You
good
know
to
what
go.
I like about that? It's like blue jeans. The more you wear them and wash them, the better
That's right.
they are.
The better they look. Yeah.
Hey, well, let's have a look at this Lincoln here before we run out of time. I love this year of Lincoln with the suicide doors.
This is the last of its kind. 1969 Lincoln. We've lowered it. It's got a 460 in it. The motor's been done up quite a bit compared to stock. I mean, it's still. This was the last year of a high horsepower engine that you could get from Lincoln.
Oh, high horsepower.
The
How much
following year, they went down to roughly 200 horsepower
Oh my
from
God.
almost 400.
So they're dragging around that big boat
Because of the regulations that came in 1970, the motors were just cut in half, and they were.
This is a 400 horsepower engine.
This will be more than that. This will be closer to 5. Because
Wow.
it's been done up. But there
Oh,
again,
yeah.
you put it in a car that weighs 5,300 pounds.
I
It
love
still
it.
moves, but it doesn't move like you would think.
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
it's
like
not-
it'll
it's not-
it'll cruise. It'll roast the tires on it.
But it will.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a bit of a hot rod.
Yeah.
So why this Lincoln? Where'd you find this one?
This one I managed to find in a little town in Manitoba called Gimli,
Oh yes.
and a farmer had owned it before me and a lawyer before that, and it was used as a farm car basically. I mean, this had a big trailer hitch on the back of it. It was used for towing a trailer, like a camper trailer, that kind of thing. And more weeds and wheat and rocks were inside the frame, you know, because it's on a gravel road. It was driven
Okay,
constantly.
yeah.
But back then, it was just an old car.
Yeah.
It wasn't a very collectible car like we see it today.
Yeah.
And so
I love the
managed
design.
to rescue it and do a lot to get it back to the way it is now. I've lowered it. It still cruises beautifully. You can take this on the highway and you can almost fall asleep. Like it just floats along. You know, I mean, it's like 21 feet long almost. It's
What a car.
it's quite the machine.
Pure luxury. I don't think we got anything like this nowadays. I mean, it's all SUVs and stuff, which are cool.
And but you know what? They all kind of look the same. They all look like a bar of soap. You know, really.
This is a car and a
Yes,
half.
to see this coming in, and people will come here and go, I've seen this car cruising, thank God it's here. Now I get to see it up close. But they see it all over town. I mean, I drive it, and that's what it was made to do.
Very
I
cool.
didn't want to trailer it everywhere.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Robert. Thanks for sharing it. Congratulations.
Auto Gallery Subaru, located at 609 Winnipeg Street, has an excellent selection of premium pre-owned vehicles for every budget, featuring Subaru's legendary and award-winning all-wheel drive. Auto Gallery Subaru will make your experience one to remember.
Hey, we're in Grenfell here, and I'm with Ken Emberton, and he's got a 59 Edsel Ranger.
Ranger, yes.
Edsel was the son of Henry Ford the first or second? I can't remember.
Henry Ford, I'm not real sure about that. Neither the first, I think.
Yeah, I think it was too. So tell us about your Edsel. Where did you find it?
I found it in Weyburn
Really?
about 4 years ago, I guess.
Was it? How did you find it? Like, what? Tell me a little bit about the story.
I saw it in Western Producer in Watson, Saskatchewan about 10 years ago.
Oh, it was in Watson?
It was originally where it came from, and then
Okay.
a guy in Quill Lake bought it, and I guess he passed away before he finished it, and then a guy in Weyburn bought it, and he had an auction. I saw an auction advertisement, and this car was in it, and so I acquired it through the auction.
Oh, really? So you bought it at an auction. Was it finished, or did you?
No,
have to do-
I've done a total restoration on it. It was
Really? Tell us about how that went. What did you start with? What did you do?
well, a guy from Fillmore, he did the paint for me, and Car Tops in Regina did the interior for me, and
Oh, they did the interior.
Yeah.
Yes.
and then the guy in the body shop in Ituna, he did all the glass. It's all new glass in it.
Oh, you put new glass in it.
Yeah, the
Oh, so
windshield-
You went all out.
You know, the windshield was broke. This window was broke, and the others were kind of stained. So yeah, it's all
Where
new.
do you find the windshield? And that's a tinted windshield. You got halfway tinted down there.
Well, there's a guy in BC that he gets parts for me out of the States.
Really? Jeez.
But,
So the little bit of the history I know about Edsel is it was sort of Henry Ford's son, and they thought they were going to come up with a real winner of a car, and somehow it didn't take, or something happened with it. I'm not sure.
well, I've got a 58 Edsel two-door hardtop.
Oh, you got a 58 too, 59.
And it had the push-button steering or a push-button transmission in the steering, and
I remember that.
I heard they were a lot. The one I've got is a column shift, but most of them are the push buttons, and I guess there were a lot of problems from what I hear.
Get that actuator going.
And they got into a bad name right off the bat, I guess. Powertrain, the motor was rebuilt. The guy in Quill Lake that I guess he had rebuilt the motor in it. The transmission, all that was good. Brakes, the guy in Weyburn had done the brakes before, so I was lucky there.
Oh, man, and the chrome is so nice.
Well, I had it all redone.
Oh, is there any stainless on it?
Oh, there was 34 pieces of stainless.
This looks like stainless on here, is it? Yeah.
All this and all this. There was
Oh,
34
that's
pieces.
Oh my goodness. What did they do with that? How did they?
The guy in Fillmore that did the body work, he knew of a guy in Govan of all places, where nothing
I think I've
left
heard of that
Govan.
guy. Yeah.
And that does stainless, and so I took him all the stainless, and it just looked like brand new when he was done with it.
Oh, fantastic. I just love the front end on them. It's just so unique. Fantastic car.
The 58s, they open up this way, but...
Oh, they open up in reverse. Okay. Boy, that hood's, you got her as clean as a whistle in there, huh? So what is it running in there for a power plant?
It's a 292 motor just in this one.
Okay.
In 59, you could even get a 6-cylinder motor.
Jeez.
The 58, it's got a E400, they call it. It's
okay. So you know these Edsels pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
Why an Edsel for you?
Well, I had when I went to school, a guy there had one, and I just kind of always, I've always kind of liked them.
In Ituna, was he? Or?
No, this was in Punishai when I grew up.
Okay. That's the thing I miss about cars nowadays. You don't have much of a trunk. Look at this. Yeah. Oh, you can put everything in there. And
you could hide lots of people to go to the drive-in.
That used to be a thing that used to happen.
I guess I never did it, but I guess they did.
Yeah, a lot of people did. Oh, cool. Yeah, you could get 2 or 3 in there.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot for showing us the car.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. So we're here with Ken McKay, and you got a
46
Chevy.
You betcha.
Yeah, that's a beautiful looking what have you done to it? Tell us a bit about your car.
Well, we put all new leather interior in her this spring, new wiring, new gauges. It's endless. It's just never stopped.
And I love the color. What is that red? You know?
Everybody's calling it fire engine red. So.
How do you open the doors?
It's got door poppers. You open the door and.
Can you do it for us? How do you do that?
Well, I got the battery shut off.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Hey, Kevin, can you turn the battery on for a minute, please?
Yeah. Okay. So you're trying to save a little power, kind of thing.
No, I just do it so nobody's fooling around, right?
Oh,
so,
yeah. Okay. Hey, just look up. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Nice. So what did you put in for interior? What have you all done here?
I just took it out of a vehicle and just swapped it out and put her all inside. Put pretty well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So what have you got for power plant in here?
It's got a 383 stroker in it. So,
oh, really?
Yeah.
So you went to a Mopar power plant?
No.
Oh, this is
Chevy.
Yeah.
So.
And where are you from, sir?
I'm from Kenora, Saskatchewan.
Oh, you're from Kenora, so
Yeah,
you come down
so-
a ways. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Oh, you did a nice job of this thing here.
it's a little dirty.
Yeah,
So.
that's okay. Did you drive down with it?
Yeah.
today?
Oh, yeah. We drive this everywhere. So
did you?
yeah, I'm taking it down to Deadwood, South Dakota this winter and.
Oh, what's down in this winter?
Or I mean this summer. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
okay,
And
yeah,
they got
no.
it's called Cool Deadwood Nights.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they got about 10,000 vehicles there.
Oh,
so
do they
it's a
really?
huge one. So
Oh, jeez. So it's it's riding on a clip or is it riding on
it's
a
got a Nova front clip, but it's got the 46 Chevy.
rear end back?
No, I got a different rear end, like with the Nova. It's got the 10-bolt rear end and
Oh,
everything.
okay.
So yeah.
okay.
So,
But it's the original
Yep.
frame and everything.
yeah.
underneath.
So yeah.
Oh, you did a nice job.
It's got ghost flames in it, and if you have to really look to see the ghost flames.
Oh yeah, I can see them. There they are.
Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah, they're really hard to see in the
Yeah.
sun because it brights out.
Yeah.
Who did
so-
the paint job for you?
That's the way I picked it up. It sat in the barn for 10 years.
It sat in a barn?
Yeah, for 10 years, and I picked it up and.
This way? The whole car?
Well, it was so dirty. No, I did a lot of work to it. So.
Okay,
Yeah.
but was the paint?
Yeah. I just polished it up.
How did you find out about the car?
Through a friend, and that's how I ended up getting it.
It was sitting in this barn.
Yeah,
Wow,
so
geez.
I ended up bringing it home. So
This is a true barn find.
yeah, so it's kind of neat. So
No kidding. Whoever did those ghost flames
yeah,
was
they
really...
did a beautiful job.
Do you know who it was?
No, we're trying to track it down, and we just found a little bit of information when we tore it apart. So we're checking out with some friends where it come from.
For sitting in a barn, I mean, the color and everything. There's
Yeah.
not any chips on. I don't see any. It looks like it's really in good shape.
It is for the shape, but it's it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
So
Oh no, it's pretty darn good. Pretty darn good.
yeah,
Classic. Well,
pretty happy with it. So.
I would be too. Well, thanks for sharing it with me.
Thank you very much.
You betcha. Take
Thanks.
care. So we're here with Scott Robinson, and he's got a 1974 AMC Javelin, which really this was their venture into the muscle car, if I've got it right, isn't it?
Yeah, they were a little earlier. They started out about 68, they did.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and this is kind of the tail end of them.
So it says 401 on the side. Is that a factory thing, or is that you putting that on there?
Nope, it's 401 is the factory called big block engine for these guys.
Okay. So they made their own, AMC made their own block and everything?
Well, International made it for them.
Oh, International.
Yeah.
Hornbinder.
Yeah, exactly. They're
Isn't that something?
you got a little bit of everything. You got Dodge transmission, Ford carb, and Dodge starter. It's got a little bit of everything in it.
So they were grabbing parts from everybody else, but they were building their own body, obviously.
Yeah, building their own body and kind of cheating from everybody else on parts.
Yeah, but you know what? There's lots of manufacturers do that. Even Rolls-Royce had a GM Turbo 400 transmission in it, and you know, people just did that. Jaguars had this and that, and pieces.
Yeah, no, everybody's always trying to.
Well, if somebody's making a tranny and it's
making
good,
something good, exactly.
Yeah. Why not go for it? Though?
Yes.
So tell us about your car. What have you done here? Looks like you got a blower on the top.
Yeah, I put a blower on about 4 years ago, and I got it all dynoed up at 700 horse, 700 foot-pounds of torque.
Have you taken it up to SIR?
No. The rest of the drivetrain isn't quite built to hold that power yet. So, but I've had the car for 34 years.
34 years?
First car I ever owned. It's been painted for 31 years.
This color has been painted?
Yeah, it's been painted 1988 here in a local auto body shop.
Are you from Grenfell here? Or?
Summerberry.
Oh, I know where that is.
Yeah.
Summerberry, yeah.
So,
the old school down there, the Stone School. Yeah.
Yeah, so, and say first car I ever owned, and I had another motor built when I did the paint job in 88, and I got it sitting at home in the garage and found a donor motor to do the blower on and that, so.
Jeez. So why was it a Javelin for you? Why did you choose it?
We're driving down Albert Street one day in Regina looking for cars, and this thing, it was a different color purple than this, and it was sitting on a dealer's lot, had side pipes and big tires on it, and told my dad that's the car I want, and he goes, oh dear. So we ended up buying it and bringing it.
Oh, he went for it.
He did, yeah. We bought it, brought it home, and I had a little fender bender in 88 with it, and that's when it got fixed up and painted and kind of been a progression ever since.
Oh, that's pretty good though. Your dad went along with it. Some dads might have said, "Oh, that looks too much."
Yeah, he would have. Yeah, but no, I talked him into it. So.
And how old were you when you bought it?
15.
15 years old. So what did it have in it for a power plant at that time?
304.
304. How did that go?
Nothing great.
Nothing great.
So then I found another Javelin with the 401 in it and swapped the motors in those two cars. And
it looks like you've done was the interior like this? Or?
No, the interior I got done by a local upholstery person in Wolseley back in 88 too.
Oh, geez. So
and I got the AMC emblems and the headrest and that. And
gee, that color's kind of grabber.
Well, I'm colorblind, and originally I wanted royal blue.
Oh, okay.
And when I went to the auto body, I said, I want this color here, royal blue, and they looked at me like, oh, you realize that's purple, eh? I don't care, that's the color I want. So they painted that color, and it turned out not bad. They were a little iffy, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's really beautiful.
So,
oh, congratulations. So what do you do at Summerberry?
Farm.
Oh, you're farming. Oh,
yeah.
So you store this somewhere and...
Yeah, it stays in the heated shop in the wintertime and a trailer for the summer. And
oh, nice.
Yeah.
You're having fun with you and your family, I'm sure.
Oh, trying to anyway, yep.
Oh, good. Thanks for joining us on Cruising on 7. I'm with Ken Steinweger, and he is the president of the 147 Cruisers. We're at I almost said Wolseley. I almost said Wolseley. I was thinking about Wolseley. I don't know what it is. We're at Grenfell, Saskatchewan. I love this old Esso thing here.
Yep.
So what was that? Is that still functioning as a parts depot?
Yes, it is. Service, the oil changes, and all kind. Actually, just about whatever you want to get done here. Though there's a couple of guys that'll fix her up for you.
What do they call that business there?
Just R&E Repair.
R&E
So that's
Repair.
Robert and Eddie.
Robert and Eddie's place.
Yeah.
But you're the president of 147, so we want to talk a little bit about your car show today. So tell us a little bit of what, it looks like a good turnout. You've changed venues.
We did. You guys would have been, last time maybe we were in front of the rink.
Yes, exactly.
And before that we were in the rink. So this year we decided to switch it up and come downtown, and I think it turned out pretty good.
I do too. I love these street shows when you can be outside, especially with the Esso here. You got a cool setting. I see you've got a silent auction. You're selling popcorn, a little food.
Yeah.
So
Lots of people benefit from this. Daycare, there's mini donuts and all that stuff. It works out pretty good.
So tell us a little bit about your club. How many members do you have?
I think there's got to be close to 20. And we are all pretty active members. Hey, like, why wouldn't you be? Hey, car club, really? What more do you want?
So what happens year-round? Tell us a little bit about with 147.
Basically, year-round, we just have a meeting once a week, and we just sort of shoot it a little bit and have a beer or two. We don't get too serious about anything until a couple of months before a show date.
Then you got to start gearing up.
We start making things happen, and because there's really, what are you going to do? Through the summertime, like after now, we'll go on like the Indian Head, and there's different cruise show and shines that we'll go to. And
Yeah. Oh, that's
try
nice.
to support them guys because they all come here.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Well, thanks for joining us on Cruising on 7, and it looks like you had a great car show, and congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys.
You betcha. Hey, thanks for joining us on Cruising on 7. Here at Grenfell, we had a lot of fun, and the show's sponsored by Auto Gallery Subaru. See you next show.
Auto Gallery Subaru, located at 609 Winnipeg Street, has an excellent selection of premium pre-owned vehicles for every budget, featuring Subaru's legendary and award-winning all-wheel drive. Auto Gallery Subaru will make your experience one to remember.